Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Urvashi and today in this video I'm going to be talking about the solar eclipse that we're going to have on the 10th of June in the sign of Taurus in the nakshatra of Mrigashira. The sun is going to be at 25 degrees of Mrigashira, or the 25 degrees of Taurus in fact. So eclipses always happen in pairs. We just had a lunar eclipse on the 26th of May and now we are having the solar eclipse on the 10th of June. Eclipses happen on the Rahu-Ketu axis. In my previous video I have explained how Rahu-Ketu in their transit activate the houses, various houses in our chart, and so various events occur. Rahu-Ketu's transit is therefore very special if it's happening in the Kendra houses. So for Taurus people, for Scorpio people, for Leo and Aquarius, this year and a half is very special. Major changes in your life will be happening. But I have also noticed this could be, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo and Aquarius could be your ascendant, could be your moon sign, could be your sun sign. I've also noticed if your 10th lord is posited in the sign of Rahu and Ketu, wherever Rahu and Ketu are transiting, even then major changes related to career can happen. So if your 10th lord is in Taurus or Scorpio, even then major changes will be there for you. If your ascendant lord is in Taurus or Scorpio, even then major changes will be there for you. Lunar eclipses, the moon signifies our emotions, so can show emotional incidents, emotional disturbances, feeling low and emotionally disturbed because of some happening, some incident around you. Solar eclipses are more about our resources and are more about our life's path. And so wherever this eclipse is happening, major changes in your life can occur, which can be like a major change in your life's path. Especially like I said, for Taurus, Scorpio, Leo and Aquarius ascendant, moon, sun sign, or your ascendant lord is posited there, or your 10th lord is posited there. In that case, major path changing events can happen before the eclipse, after the eclipse. In fact, this current time is very crucial, and almost till the end of June you may come across experiences. There could be sudden revelations, there could be sudden news, there could be sudden vibrations that you feel. You need to fine tune, into yourself as well. You got to be very receptive to what's happening around you. Keep your eyes, ears open. Be aware of your feeling. Awareness is very, very important. Sometimes things are really very subtle. Also, it is said eclipses are only, felt where they are visible, which is not entirely true. You will feel the impact of the eclipse whether it is visible in your country or not. If it is visible, the impact will be felt in a bigger way, but even otherwise you will feel the impact. So Taurus and Scorpio, wherever this axis falls in your chart, is where the changes can be expected. The solar eclipse is more about resources, is more about opportunities. If you have a malefic dasha, let's suppose if you have a malefic dasha going on in your chart, a dasha of a planet that says that your career can end, for instance, and an important career planet is posited in Taurus and Scorpio, and the dasha of a planet which says that the career can end, there can be major negative changes for the career, then this eclipse can usher that in. If you're going through the dasha of a benefic, a planet that supports you greatly, and that planet shows growth in career, and somehow your 10th lord, 10th house is connected to this axis, the Rahu-Ketu axis right now, Taurus and Scorpio, then you can have sudden growth, major changes in career that will take you towards growth. Changes will happen. Good or bad depends on your own karmic, baggage, what kind of karmas you have accumulated till now, positive or negative. So depending on the karma, you're going to have the dasha, you're going to have all the planets posited in your chart. So depending on the karma, good or bad, you will get results, good or bad. Dasha will be accordingly. and so then this transit or this eclipse is going to impact you accordingly. But I have some very good news. So I've been reading this very, very interesting book that I have here with me. This is Predictive Astrology by Bernadette Brady, and so I've been trying to understand eclipses better. So all the eclipses that we have every year, are mapped into a certain series of eclipses. There are various series of eclipses. In fact, I was reading about the eclipse that we had in 2019. Let me just read some of the things this lady has talked about in her book. I'm going to read it out for you. So after 2019 December, we came to know of this pandemic that had spread in the world in January. Just a few days after this eclipse, we came to know about it. So the eclipse of 2019 says that sudden ending of associations or of a relationship. There is a large emotional component, traumatic transformation. You can, receive news or short journeys can be undertaken. So this traumatic information can be through news received or short journeys undertaken. So this was the series of eclipse that we had in 2019 December. And we did receive information of the pandemic, and yes, it did have a lot of emotional component, a lot of traumatic transformation attached to it. Then in 2020, we had again 2 sets of eclipses. Let me now give you a little bit about those. In 2020, the eclipse here says restrictions, inhibitions, restraints, separations and illusions are a trademark of this family of eclipses. Events can occur which seem to block the individuals. This was a difficult series that we had in 2020, so not very good. But in 2021, now the eclipse that we are having now, very interesting. Sudden flashes of ideas that seem to have a psychic or unconscious flavor to them. Hunches, visions, prophetic dreams are the essence of this family of eclipses. This is a very creative series which should leave the individual enriched. The ideas or hunches which come from this eclipse can be acted upon. So this now seems to be a favorable eclipse after all. So that is the good news that I have here, that any ideas, any hunches, any vibrations that you're feeling, if you're more connected to yourself, you're more aware of your own thoughts, those ideas, those hunches can be acted upon. Things look to be now going towards the better on a general scale. But for individuals, for yourself, your dasha, what that planet is, the dasha planet, what does it say in all the charts? What does it say in the Navamsh chart? Extremely important in the Rashi chart, in the D30 chart. Is it connected to any miseries that life is going to bring for you? That is the first thing you need to see. If the dasha planet is promising good fortune, it's not connected to any miseries, and then you have these eclipses, then you can expect growth. So depending on your dasha, depending on your own karmic baggage, you will get the results. But generally, like I said, if you're talking about the various series of eclipses, according to this book, it seems very positive. So let's all look at it in a positive way. Welcome this energy. Connect to our inner selves. Be more tuned into our own thoughts, and this could be the beginning of something new. So let's look at it in a positive way. I'm now going to be talking about Aries. The eclipse is in your 2nd house. So I'm going to be talking about both the good and bad. So depending on your own chart, the dasha, the karmic baggage, you will get either good results or bad results. Whatever will happen is what is destined for you. So best is not to fight it. So in the 2nd house, this could be growth of finances. Suddenly the financial situation can get better due to certain ideas of yours. So yes, of course, during the eclipse you should not implement any such ideas, but there could be in the next few weeks, there could be certain ideas that come to you that help you improve your finances. There could be certain addition to your family, addition to your finances, financial changes. This could be all on the positive side. Changes in your own value system, belief system, improvement in your food habits. You may be now very conscious about your food. Or if the Dasha planet is also afflicted somehow, let's suppose it is connected to certain bad karma, promises, bad fortune, then this could be certain unexpected negative news, because Mercury is also connected here, and Mercury is your third lord, your sixth lord. Certain debt, certain conflict related to your wealth, related to your family, where your wealth is concerned or your family is concerned, and bad food habits. Then I'm going to be talking about Taurus. For Taurus, this is in the ascendant. The ascendant is having the eclipse. The second lord Mercury is there, the fifth lord Mercury is there as a part of this eclipse. So if the dasha is supportive, in that case, name, fame, status, position can grow. Confidence level can be boosted. You may now be thinking of learning something. The fifth lord is also here. You may be wanting to try some creative projects, trying to initiate something. But if this is a malefic dasha that you're going through, then this could be related to your health, your physical being, your confidence level. So depending on the dasha, confidence can be boosted, confidence can go down. Reason can be the houses where Mercury rules. It could be family, it could be wealth, it could be children. Then for Gemini, ascendant, moon, sun. So the Lagna lord is also a part of this eclipse, and the fourth lord. And this eclipse is happening in your 12th house. This could be, the fourth lord is, in the eclipse, and it's in retrograde position, and so is the Lagna lord. This could be a trip to the hospital. This could be some kind of healing. This could be going to the hospital, maybe coming back. Mercury is retrograde. This could be some form of healing, visiting a place where you heal in some way, psychological or physical healing, and then coming back. This could be more connected to your own inner self, or this simply could be lots of expenditure. This simply could be relocation abroad, some news that you will get related to relocation abroad. Then I'm going to be talking about Cancer. For Cancer, this is in the 11th house, and Mercury is the 12th and the 3rd lord. It's not such a bad place to have an eclipse in the 11th house. This could be about your long-term ambitions, gains, desires, dreams. You could get some news regarding any of this. Mercury is retrograde there. This could be certain expenditure. This could be going away somewhere, because the 3rd and the 12th houses are both involved. Some news about going away somewhere, which is a part of your ambition, which is a part of your desires. It could be getting together with a group of people and planning something. So, networking, group work, project work. It could be related to your elder sibling. So depending on the dasha again, this could be either ways, positive or negative. Then we're talking about Leo. So for Leo, this is the 10th house, and Mercury is your 11th lord and your second lord. So both the houses of wealth and career. So Leo, depending again on the dasha, if the dasha is favorable, this could be a promotion. This could be a career change. This could be a time where nature pushes you to make certain decisions, and you take decisions that you may not have otherwise had the guts to do. And now you are in a career. You enter a career which you always wanted to, but you did not have the guts to leave your old job, which was paying you a regular salary, and getting out of that situation and getting into this new situation that you wanted to do, but you somehow did not have the guts to. Sometimes we are so stuck up in a rut that we just don't want to get out of our comfort zone. That's the only reason why we don't move on. So some moving on, some change, something related to your career, status, position change, complete career change, which will impact your financial situation, because the 11th and the second lord is also involved. Then Virgo, this is the 9th house. 9th house and your 10th lord, your ascendant lord, are both involved here in the 9th house. This is about your philosophy, about your religion, about your father. How connected are you to your father? How often do you meet? What is your relationship with your father? Are you looking for a mentor, a guide, a guru, a teacher, somebody who guides you through your difficult situations in life? This could be new opportunities, because the 10th lord and the ascendant lord is here, new status, new position, new opportunity. This could be a new relationship with a new guru, a new teacher, a new thought altogether, new philosophy altogether. This could be awakening, just finally waking up and realizing what is the most important thing in life, what are we chasing, and what is really important. Then Libra, this is the 8th house. The eclipse is in the 8th house. The 9th and the 12th lord is also there as a part of the eclipse. The 8th house is all about finances, debts, loans, insurance, banking, whatever your financial situation is, all investments that you've done, inheritances, your spouse's money, your deep down hidden fears, your secrets. And Mercury is there, the 9th and the 12th lord. Long distance travel, spirituality, some awakening, some transformation is going to happen there. Either your financial situation or your own personal transformation, your inner self. If the dasha is bad, be very, very alert, because there is an exchange of the Lagna lord and Mercury. The 9th and the 8th lord are in an exchange yoga. So be aware about your health, be careful about your health, both physical and psychological health. But if the dasha is favorable, this is a new beginning, some major transformation, financial or psychological. Then I'm going to be talking about Scorpio, this is the 7th house. The 7th house and the 11th lord, the 8th lord are a part of this eclipse. So major changes in the 7th house. This could be business, partnerships, relationships, getting out of a bad relationships, moving on, life path changing. If you've been thinking, no, I don't want to marry, suddenly you may decide it's the right thing to do. Your life path will change. Getting out of a bad one, getting into a new one. Life path changing. And how people connect with you, how you connect with others. What is your relationship with others? Your status, your position, again the 7th house. Just moving, traveling away is again the 7th house. Some life path changing event related to any of this. And is connected to your gains, is connected to the 8th house of sudden transformation. Certain news regarding the 11th or the 8th house can be there. Certain scandals can come out in the open, and there your life path changes. Then Sagittarius, this is your 6th house. 6th house and your 7th lord, your 10th lord are a part of this conjunction here in the 6th house. So this could be regarding your daily routine. This could be regarding conflict, litigation, hurdles, obstacles, enemies, some court case regarding in your relationships, because the 7th lord is also a part of this conjunction. Some business relationships, some court case regarding some business relationships, some life path changing event related to career, some opportunity related to career where your daily routine completely changes. If you've been very casual and relaxed about your daily routine, now suddenly you're going to be alert, awake, aware, of where you're putting in your time, and maybe you need to get organized about it because your life path is going to be changing now. Rahu in the 6th house changes your daily routine, and especially when you have these eclipses there. So certain events could also be connected to your health, depending again on the dasha. The 6th house is how you take care of your health, fighting back diseases. You may now gear up and learn to have some kind of a fitness routine. Then Capricorn, this is in the 5th house. In the 5th house, your 6th lord, your 9th lord are all there in the 5th house in this eclipse. So this could be related to your children, this could be creativity, this could be your happiness, this could be your confidence level, this could be improvement in your relationship with your children, this could be creative projects, new opportunities, learning some mantras, and learning something, some new knowledge, education. So some news, some connection with a guru, a teacher, somebody who teaches you some new mantras and who guides you into becoming more aware of yourself and gaining more confidence, because the 5th house is all about confidence and how people see you. Then Aquarius in the 4th house. In the 4th house, but the 5th lord and the 8th lord are a part of this eclipse. The 4th house is all about your happiness, contentment, your roots, your home, your security, your mother, your children, the 5th lord. Sudden ups and downs here. Sudden transformations can be expected here. Sudden changes can be expected here. If the dasha is good, they'll be positive. If the dasha is not good, then maybe not so positive. Whatever it is your destiny based on your past karmas. Then Pisces, this is the 3rd house. Contracts, any negotiations, deals, selling, buying, marketing, trading, teaching, learning, communication, neighbors, friends, siblings. And the 4th house, the 7th house, getting engaged, home, selling your home, moving away from home, something related to marriage, something related to business partnerships, because the 7th lord, this is the 9th house from the 7th. Some communication related to any of that, positive or negative, it could be either. So that is all. Now I know many of you will be wanting to know remedies. The best remedy for a solar eclipse is worshipping Lord Shiva. Om Namah Shivaya is a very simple mantra. No matter what your religion, no matter what your culture, this is the simplest mantra you can chant. Or you can do the Mahamrityunjaya Jap during the eclipse. I will be mentioning the timings of the eclipse in the description below, just so that I don't make any mistakes here. But remember, according to this book, Predictive Astrology, this series is a positive series of eclipses, and whatever ideas, hunches, feelings we have, we need to act on them. But not during the eclipse, not immediately after or before the eclipse, but once the energy settles down, maybe 10-15 days after the eclipse settles down, whatever thoughts come to your mind, by then Mercury also should have gone direct. Then do try out your ideas, regarding these houses. And if the dasha is right, then some great thing may just click for you. This could be like a door opening for you. See you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.